Hello everyone, welcome to Python programming tutorial from rcvacademy.com. In this tutorial, I'm going to talk about numeric data types in Python. So Python 3 has two basic numeric types, which are integer and float. And since everything in Python is an object, you can derive your own data type. So for example, like the complex data type, which is numeric data type, is being derived from the existing the basic numeric types. So let's open this numeric data type.py file and see what all numeric data types are available and what you need to know for the numeric data types in Python. So here in this simple program, I'm storing an integer into variable x, then I'm printing that integer, and then I'm printing the type of that particular data type. So because I'm storing integer in variable x, it should be an integer data type. So let's try executing this, and here you can see x is 5 and class is integer. Right now, what else can you do on this integer? You can say, let's try multiplying it with an integer and see what is returned. So you can see that it multiplied the value, returned the output as 25, and class is still integer. So you can do the operations, normal mathematical operations on the integer data type. Now let's see if we change this data type to float, say for example 5.0, if I change it to float and see what it returns. So it says its x is 5.0 and the class has changed to float. So that's another data type in Python. So if you try to multiply this float with any integer, is it possible? Let's try and see that, and yes, it will multiply and return the class as float. The third thing is the operation divide. So let's see if we have, say, 5 divided by 4, which is integer being divided by an integer. Let's try and execute this, and it returns the float value. So it returns whatever has been the value after the division. So this is only in Python 3. So this is recent addition in Python 3. If you want to use, you can also use a double divide, which is basically what it will do is it will return so you can use a double divide. So if you try to run this piece of code, what it will return is return 1, because 5 divided by 4 is 1, and it doesn't return any remainder. If you want to get the remainder, use the modulo sign instead. So with this one, it will return remainder as 1, because 5 divided by 4, the remainder is 1, and it will return remainder 1. So let me change this value to, say, maybe 15 and show you. So yeah, so here you can see 3 times 12, and remainder is 3. If you use double divide, it will return 3. Okay, so that's about double divide and modulo. And then the other important thing with numeric data type, which I want to cover, is the decimal data type, which is also a derived data type in Python. And why you need a decimal data type is really important to understand. So let's see, for example, what I'll do is I'll say 0.20 and then plus 0.20 plus 0.20 and minus 0.60. And if I run this piece of code, I would expect that 0 is printed, because 20, 20, 0.20, 0.20, 0.20, and minus 60 should return 0. So let's try and execute and see what is printed. So here you can see x is it prints some value and the class is float, which is not correct. So it goes for, so whenever you do a calculation, the computer goes to the precision rather than the accuracy. So that is why it tries to calculate to a large number of decimal places, and the results are not accurate if you are using floating point numbers. So if you want to do any money related calculations in your Python code, the best way to do is to use the decimal data type, and how you can use it I'll show you. So just say from decimal import all, import all, and then you define these numbers. So I'll say a is decimal, and just assign the value, so 20 cents for example, and then you just say b again is a decimal, and you say 0.60 to b. Right now what I'll do is I'll say y is equal to a plus a plus a and plus minus b. Right, so this is same as adding 20 cents 20 cents 20 cents and then subtracting 60 cents out of it, and then in the next line I'll keep x as 20 20 20 and then minus 60, and then here I'll print x and y. So I'll say y and then print y, and also I'll just type in the type of y and see what data type is that. Right, so let's try execute this and see what the output is. So here you can see x is still showing as the float, class is float, and y is giving the right calculation, which is 0.00, which is what you need for your financial calculations, for your money related calculations, and the class is decimal dot decimal. Right, so if you're using any of these money related calculations in your program, make sure that you use the decimal data type to do those calculations. So that is a brief about the numeric data type in Python. Thank you for watching.